Listen to me. You can't fake success. You can't shortcut greatness. You can't cheat the grind because the grind knows how much time you've really put in. It knows if you stayed up late when everybody else went to bed. It knows if you showed up early even when nobody was watching. You can lie to the world, post the perfect pics, fake the smile, act like you're grinding. But the grind don't lie. Oncoming fist, the grind demands everything. It demands consistency. It demands your pain. It demands your tears, your effort, your sacrifice daily. And if you think you're going to slide by on motivation alone, you're mistaken. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what keeps you moving. Stop scrolling for validation. Stop chasing applause. Start showing up when it's hard. Start showing up when you're tired. Start showing up when you're tired. Start showing up when there's no applause, no eyes, no reward. Microphone, because success ain't something you just wish for. It's something you work for. You got to give the grind your blood, your sweat, your soul. And let me tell you, if you cheat the grind will cheat you out of your destiny. You want that dream? Then pay the price. You want that body, that business, that relationship, that breakthrough? Then wake up early, stay up late. Stay focused, stay locked in. You see, the grind is loyal. It will reward you and only if you give it all you got. But if you cheated, if you skip reps, cut corner, make excuses, the grind will expose you. So I'm asking you right now, are you all in? Are you ready to pay what it takes? Because you can't cheat the grind. The grind knows the truth. You see, the grind is like a mirror, don't lie. It don't sugarcoat. It don't care how you feel, what excuse you're carrying, or how long you've been talking about what you're gonna do. The grind looks you dead in the face and reflects back what you put into it. You want results? Then stop talking and start grinding. Stop dreaming and start doing. I'm telling you, you can't cheat this thing. The grind is that honest friend who don't tell you what you want to hear. It tells you the truth. If you've been lazy, it's gonna show. If you've been skipping steps, it's gonna expose you. If you've been taking shortcuts, the mirror of the grind is gonna show you where you're lacking. The grind don't reward wishful thinking, it rewards execution. You ever looked at yourself and wondered why you're not where you want to be? It's because the grind is holding up a mirror, and that reflection is the result of your choices. You didn't go all in. You didn't stay committed when it got hard. You hit snooze, you procrastinated. You watched others chase their dreams while you made excuses. And now you're frustrated, not because the grind failed you, but because you failed to respect the process. The grind has no favorites. It doesn't care about your background, your race, your gender, your circumstances. It only cares about what you're willing to give. You can't Photoshop the grind. You can't filter it like Instagram. You can't flex and fake your way through it because when it's time to perform, when it's time to deliver, the truth is exposed. That's why people freeze under pressure. That's why they fall apart when it matters most. Because they spent all their time building an image instead of building their character. They didn't do the work behind the scenes. And when the lights came on, the grind exposed them. You can dress it up all you want, but if you didn't put in the sweat, the tears, the long nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the grind's gonna remind you that nothing gets past it. And I know what you're thinking, but hey, I've been grinding, I've been working. Let me ask you this, have you really? Have you been consistent every single day? Not just the days you feel good, not just when the motivation is high, but on those cold mornings, those lonely nights when your body was aching, when your friends were partying, when nobody was clapping for you. Did you still grind? Because that's what separates the great from the average. The great ones grind when it's uncomfortable. They grind when it's boring. They grind when it doesn't look like it's working. Why? Because they trust the mirror. They trust that if they keep showing up, the grind will eventually reflect the results. You want to know why some people win and others don't? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even intelligence. That some people respect the grind more than others. They understand it's not about proving people wrong. It's about proving yourself right. They don't need an audience to work hard. They don't need praise to be disciplined. They show up whether it's raining or sunny, whether they're tired or energized, because they know the grind is watching. The grind is recording. The grind is tracking every rep, every page read, every step taken, every sacrifice made. And when it's time to cash in, when it's time for the harvest, the grind will reward those who stay true. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, but the most consistent. So next time you feel discouraged, next time you're looking at your life and wondering why you're still stuck, I dare you to step back and ask, what is the grind showing me? What is the mirror reflecting? Because if it ain't what you want to see, it means you still got work to do. And that's the beauty of the grind. It's fair. You can't buy it. You can't trick it. But you can change what you see by changing what you do. The grind is always watching, always listening, always reflecting. So don't cheat it. Don't disrespect it. Don't try to shortcut it. Show up every day and give it everything you got. Because at the end of the day, when that grind looks you in the eye, when that mirror shows you the result, you better be proud of what you see. Everybody out here want to go hard for one day. Everybody want to grind like a beast for a weekend. Post it on the gram, flex it on the story, and then disappear. Everybody want to be great for a moment. But greatness don't come from moments. It comes from momentum. It comes from what you do daily, not what you do once. See, the problem is, you think intensity is the key. You think showing up for 12 hours one day is gonna fix years of procrastination. You think going crazy in the gym for 1 week is gonna erase a decade of bad habits. You think burning yourself out in one motivational fit is gonna magically manifest your dream. It don't work like that. That's not how the grind operates. The grind ain't about how hard you can go in one shot. It's about how often you can show up, how consistently you can apply pressure day after day, even when the fire dies down, even when nobody's watching. Now, I see too many people starting strong and quitting quietly. They show up with all the noise, all the hype, a new year, new me energy, and then you don't hear from them again. You think you're making progress because you went hard for 3 days? Nah, success is a slow cooker, not a microwave. It's that steady simmer, that daily effort, those boring rips, those quiet mornings when you could sleep in but you choose not to. It's that 1 hour of reading when you're tired. That one phone call you didn't want to make. That 10-minute walk you force yourself to take. You think that stuff don't matter, but that's the real grind. That's where your future is built. Intensity is sexy, but consistency is sacred. Don't get me wrong. I love the passion. I love the energy. I love the fire, but I don't trust it until I see it repeated. Until you can show me you've done it 30 days straight. Show me what you do after the applause dies down. Show me how you move when nobody's motivating you. When you don't feel like it, when life is punching you in the mouth, because that is who you really are. That's what the grind respect. Anybody can post a motivational quote. Anybody can yell into a camera one time. Anybody can get inspired for a minute. But the ones who actually change their lives, they understand consistency. They don't just hit hard, they hit daily. Look, the enemy of consistency is your emotions. One day you're up, the next day you're down. One day you feel like a lion. The next day you feel like quitting. That's why most people don't win. They're ruled by feelings instead of principles. They show up when it's easy. They show up when it's convenient. But life don't reward you for how you feel. Life rewards you for what you do. So stop trying to be intense and start being disciplined. Show up even when the energy is low. Push yourself even when the hype is gone. Keep working your plan even when the results are slow. Because that's what builds champions. That's what builds champions. That's what builds confidence. That's what earns respect. Not one big move, but 1,000 small ones stacked on top of each other. You think Kobe was great because of one insane workout? Nah. It was because he repeated that workout every single day for years. You think MJ became MJ because of one game-winning shot? Nah. It's because he shot 1,000 free throws every day in practice. You think Serena became a legend off one match? No. She practiced daily, even when her body hurt, even when she was already on top. The greats don't rely on hype. They rely on habits. And habits come from doing the right thing, the right way every single day, whether you feel like it or not. So I need you to make a decision right now. Do you want to feel good or do you want to be great? Because sometimes those two things don't line up. Sometimes greatness means doing things you hate. It means showing up tired. It means doing reps in silence. It means keeping your commitments even when nobody will blame you for quitting. You don't build a legacy with flash. You build it with follow through. You build it with boring, unglamorous, unseen, uncelebrated effort, stacked day after day after day. That's what wins. That's what compounds. That's what separates the dreamers from the doer. So stop trying to impress people with one big act. Stop trying to go viral with one moment of inspiration. Start becoming the type of person who does what needs to be done daily. That's the game. That's the key. That's what separates you from who you are right now and the version of you that's waiting to break through. Everybody want to be seen. Everybody want to be clapped for. Everybody's chasing recognition, chasing validation, chasing likes, comments, followers. But let me tell you something. Real growth don't need an audience. Real grind don't wait for applause. The moment you stop grinding because nobody is watching is the moment you show the world that you were never doing it for purpose. You were doing it for attention. You don't need cheers to get up at 4 a.m. You don't need recognition to stay up grinding when everybody else is sleeping. You don't need anyone clapping for you to keep showing up, to keep pushing, to keep growing. Because success is not about who notices you. It's about what you become when nobody notices you. The work you put in when there's no music, no spotlight, no praise, that's what shapes you. Some of y'all are addicted to being seen. You won't work unless somebody's watching. You won't give effort unless someone's praising it. You only grind when there's a camera. But that's not discipline. That's performing. It's performance. And this ain't a show. Life ain't Broadway. The grind ain't entertainment. It's war. It's internal. It's personal. It's the battle between who you are and who you're called to be. So stop waiting for someone to pat you on the back before you move. Stop expecting applause for things you're supposed to do. Nobody claps when you brush your teeth, right? Because it's what you're supposed to do. Well, guess what? Getting up early, staying focused, sacrificing distractions, showing up consistently. That's your job. You want a better life? Then do the work. Quietly, daily, relentlessly. You gotta stop tying your effort to attention. If nobody sees you putting in work, can you still push yourself? If nobody says a good job, will you still grind like your life depends on it? Because it does. You can't live off praise. You can't depend on people clapping for you. What happens when the applause stops? What happens when they don't care anymore? What happens when the attention fades? If the claps fuel you, then the silence will kill you. But if purpose fuels you, then you'll thrive in the silence. You'll embrace the shadows. You'll love the dark because you know it's in the dark where the roots grow deep. It's in the dark where strength is built. It's in the dark where champions are made. You got to get to a place where you don't need nobody to tell you to keep going. You don't need a coach in your ear 24/7. You don't need fans. You don't need hype. You need vision. You need purpose. You need to want it so bad that even when the room is empty, you still perform like it's sold out. Even when nobody's reposting your content, you still create. Even when your progress is invisible to the world, you still move forward. Because you understand, the applause doesn't validate the grind. The grind validates you. That quiet, unrecognized, lonely effort. That's what makes legends. That's what makes kings. That's what makes kings. That's what makes history. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them ignore you. Don't chase their recognition. Chase results. Let the work speak. Let your transformation do the talking. You don't have to tell people you're grinding. They'll see the glow when the results show up. And even if they don't matter, because you're not doing this for them. You're doing it for you. You're doing it for that version of yourself that refuses to live average. You're doing it for your future, your family, your legacy. You don't need a crowd to chase destiny. You just need courage. You just need focus. You just need focus. You just need to be willing to show up without needing to be seen. You gotta fall in love with silence. Fall in love with empty gyms, quiet mornings, late nights with no recognition. You gotta fall in love with the process so deeply that even if it never gets you attention, you still do it. That's when you're dangerous. That's when you're unshakable. When you no longer crave applause, but you crave improvement, you crave progress, you crave mastery, you crave becoming the best version of you, even if nobody ever says your name, even if nobody reposts your work, even if nobody sees what it took to get there. Because the right people will eventually see it. But most importantly, you'll see it. You'll know what you did. And that quiet pride, that inner peace, that's worth more than all the claps in the world. You don't need them to approve. You don't need them to understand. You just need to be relentless in private. So one day you can stand tall in public, not because they cheered, but because you earned it. Let them keep their applause. You keep your grind. One will fade, the other will last forever. You keep waiting on motivation like it's gonna knock on your door and say, hey, today's the day. But motivation is a guest and discipline is the owner. Motivation is that friend that hypes you up for a minute and disappears when it's time to do the real work. It's inconsistent. It's emotional. It's fleeting. You might feel motivated on Monday, but what happens on Wednesday when the excitement's gone? What happens when you're tired? When the weather's bad? When life hits you in the mouth? That's when motivation runs and discipline steps in. Because discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline don't care if you're inspired. Discipline is that voice that says, get up anyway, show up anyway, do it anyway, do it anyway. Motivation is weak if it's not backed by commitment. Anybody can move when they feel good. But discipline, that's what separates the amateurs from the pros. Discipline gets up when motivation sleeps in. Discipline puts in reps when motivation says rest. Discipline is loyal. It shows up when motivation ghosts you. You think success is about feeling hot every day? No. You think Kobe Bryant trained because he was motivated every morning? You think Serena Williams won titles because she felt like practicing? You think people who build billion-dollar businesses transform their health, become the best in the world? You think they rely on being in the mood? No, they depend on structure. They depend on consistency. They depend on their discipline. Discipline is a decision you make in advance. It's you deciding before the struggle hits that you're gonna show up no matter what. Discipline is when you don't negotiate with your goals. It's non-negotiable. You don't ask yourself, do I feel like doing this today? You just do it. No move, no discussion, just movement. Motivation is loud and exciting. It makes you feel powerful for a moment. But discipline is silent and deadly. It moves in the dark. It don't need music. It don't need crowds. It don't need caffeine or pep talks. Discipline is your alarm clock, mama. Discipline is your calendar. Discipline is your mindset saying, we don't skip. It's the habit of showing up when it's born. When it hurts, when it's long, when it's long. When you're broke, wants to be seen, wants to be seen, wants to be seen. Discipline just wants results. You know why you keep starting and stopping? Because you're addicted to feeling good instead of doing what's necessary. And you gotta break that. You got to get out of your feeling and into your focus. Get out of your emotions and into your execution. Stop chasing vibe. Start chasing victory. There are days you won't want to do it. Days when your body hurts. Days when your mind says quit. Days when your emotions are all over the place. But the greats, they grind anyway. They don't let their feelings run their lives. They let their standards run their lives. That's discipline. It's being loyal to what you say you do long after the feeling you set in is gone. You told yourself you wanted to be successful. Then back it up. You told yourself this was your year. Then stop skipping days. Stop ghosting your goals. You don't need to feel like it. You need to do it. That's the difference. Winners work regardless. Losers wait for the mood to be right. But discipline-driven are dangerous because nothing can stop them. They show up in rain, in pain, in chaos, in silence. They are not waiting. They are becoming. You think you need more motivation. You don't. You need a system. You need rules for yourself. You need to create a code that you live by that says, this is who I am. This is what I do, no matter what. Discipline is how you move without needing to be pushed. It's internal. It's not based on circumstances. It's not based on likes or views or opinions. It's based on decision. You want to build something great? You want to change your life? Then stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start moving in any condition. Train when you're tired, right? When you're uninspired. Practice when you're alone. Discipline is what makes average people elite. It's what turns potential into power. It's what gets you across the finish line when motivation gave up halfway through. So next time you don't feel like doing it, do it twice. Next time you want to skip, double up. Next time your mind says it doesn't matter, remind yourself why it does. Discipline will carry you when nothing else will. It will guide you when the lights go out. It will protect you from quitting. It will elevate you above everyone who only moves when it feels good. Don't be one of them. Be built different. Be built disciplined. Be built to finish what you start. The grind don't want your dreams. It wants your discomfort. It wants your pain. It wants the parts of you that hurt, that bleed, that scream for rest. Because the grind knows that pain is the price for greatness. You want success? It costs. And the currency ain't money. It's sacrifice. It's those early mornings when your eyes are burning, but you get up anyway. It's those nights you're crying in silence, but you keep pushing forward anyway. It's showing up when your heart is broken. It's putting in reps when your body says stop. It's standing up when life just knocked you flat on your face. The grind don't give handouts. It don't care about your feeling. It don't negotiate with your excuses. It wants your struggle. It wants your fight. It wants to see what you're really made of. You think pain is a sign to quit. No, pain is the sign you're close. Pain is the sign that you're stretching past who you were and stepping into who you're becoming. No growth happens without it. You keep looking for an easy way, but there is no easy way. There's no shortcut through the valley. There's no cheat code to resilience. There's no substitute for pain. It's part of the process. It's the test before the testimony. It's the grind saying, but do you want this bad enough to hurt for it? Most people don't. That's why they give up at the first sign of adversity. The moment it starts to burn, they back off. The moment it gets hard, they disappear. But if you can lean into that pain, if you can stop running from it and start embracing it, that's where the breakthrough lives. That's where the magic is. The pain is not your enemy, it's your mentor. It's shaping you, teaching you, hardening you, preparing you for the stage, for the spotlight, for the moment when your preparation meets opportunity. But if you avoid the pain, you avoid the power. You avoid the growth. You avoid the greatness. You gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable. You gotta get familiar with pressure. You gotta welcome the struggle because the grind demands it. And not just once, not just for a season. Over and over again. The grind wants the pain of repetition, the pain of failing, still showing up, the pain of not seeing results and still believing, the pain of discipline, of missing out, of being misunderstood. It wants the pain of being underestimated, disrespected, laughed at, and still rising. You want to win? Then you better be ready to bleed for it. You better be ready to go through hell and come out stronger. Not softer, not bitter. Not broken, stronger. Because that's what pain does when you don't run from it. It forges champions. You want comfort or you want change. You can't have both. You can't stay cozy and expect to level up. You can't avoid discomfort and expect growth. That's not how this works. You want bigger muscles? You gotta tear them. You want a better mindset? You gotta challenge it. You want a new life? Then you better prepare to bury the old one. And that's gonna hurt. It's gonna feel like loss, like failure, like darkness, but it's just transformation. It's just the grind stripping away your weakness layer by layer. The grind don't care if you're tired. It don't care if your feelings are hurt. It only cares if you're willing to endure, if you're willing to outlast the pain long enough to collect the reward. And let me tell you something, the pain you feel now is nothing compared to the regret of giving up. That pain of quitting, of settling, of knowing you had more in you, but you walked away, that pain is permanent. That pain haunts people for life. But the pain of pushing, that fades, that transforms, that becomes strength. It becomes memory. It becomes part of your legacy. People see your success and they think you're lucky. Nah, you paid for this in pain, in tears, in lonely nights, in pressure, in rejection, in silence. And now you walk with a different posture because you earned it. So don't run from the burn. Don't pray for it to go away. Pray for the strength to go through it. Don't hide from the hardship. Face it head on. Because when you come out on the other side, you won't just have success. You'll have confidence. You'll know that there is nothing life can throw at you that you can't handle. You'll be unshakable. You'll be built different. Not because it was easy, but because you didn't quit when it got hard. Because you stayed in the pain long enough to let it build you. And now you walk with that edge, that grit, that fire, because you know what it cost. And you know it was worth every second of it. You can lie to the world, but you can't lie to the grind. You can dress it up on social media. You can post your highlight reel. You can wear all the gear, say all the right thing. But if you didn't put in the work, it will show. Eventually, it will show. You can't fake greatness. You can't fake progress. You can't fake mastery. The grind is like truth serum. It will expose you. You can talk big, you can walk with confidence, but when it's time to perform, when the lights come on, when pressure is applied, that's when the truth comes out. And the truth is, you can't fake what you didn't earn. Yeah. You can't pretend to have put in the hours. You can't act your way into being elite. Either you did the work or you did. Either you sacrificed or you did. Either you bled for it or you did. You can fool people for a while, but you can't fool the process. The process knows who showed up and who made excuses. You can't fake your way through the reps. You can't fake sweat. You can't fake consistency. You can't fake showing up on the days you didn't feel like it. You can't fake what it takes to win. And the dangerous part is, most people don't even realize they're faking it. They convince themselves that talking about the grind is the same as doing it. They think watching motivation videos is enough. They think researching is the same as execution. But let me tell you something, information ain't transformation. Watching success doesn't make you successful. Talking about your goals doesn't bring them to life. The only thing that brings results is real, raw, relentless effort, quiet effort, lonely effort, painful effort. The kind of effort that no one sees but everyone eventually feels. Because when you do real work, the results scream so loud, you don't even have to open your mouth. No? You ever see somebody dominating their space, killing their craft, leading their industry, and you know without a shadow of a doubt they put in the hours? Because it's in their presence, it's in their body language, it's in the way they speak, move, perform. It's not arrogance, it's earned confidence. Because when you put in real work, you carry a different energy. You don't have to prove anything. The results speak, the discipline speaks, the consistency speaks. But when you haven't done the work, when you've cut corners, when you fake the grind, you're always looking over your shoulder. You're always comparing, always insecure, always afraid of being exposed. Because deep down, you know you didn't do what was required. You know you tried to cheat the system. You know you hope and get lucky instead of putting in the labor. And the truth is, real success don't happen by accident. It don't happen by luck. It happens by grinding when no one believes in you. It happens by putting in extra hours that nobody asked you to put in. It happens by going the extra mile when everyone else is coasting. You think champions are surprised when they win? No. They expect to win because they know what they did to get there. They know about the early mornings, the missed parties, the sore muscles, the self-doubt they had to push through. They know about the nights they cried themselves to sleep and still got up the next day and did the work. You want that kind of confidence? Then stop faking the work and start doing it for real. The grind don't care about your image. It don't care what kind of car you drive, what kind of shoes you wear, how many followers you got. It only cares about the truth. And the truth is in your habits. The truth is in your schedule. The truth is in how you spend your time when nobody's watching. Are you really putting in the work or just pretending to? Are you building something real or just performing for attention? Because let me tell you, performance ends when the curtain closes. But discipline lasts, and discipline wins. There's a reason why so many people never reach their goals. They're more interested in looking successful than actually being successful. They want the appearance, but not the process. They want the rewards, but not the pain. They want to be praised, but don't want to suffer. But you can't fake that. You can't fake hunger. You can't fake hustle. You can either show up and suffer now or suffer later when you realize that pretending doesn't pay. The grind demands proof. It demands receipts. And every skip workout, every late morning, every excuse you made, it adds up. And when it's time to collect and you come up short, you'll know exactly why. Because the grind don't lie. It remembers. It keeps track. It shows the truth whether you like it or not. So if you really want it, stop pretending. Stop putting energy into appearances and start investing it into action. Stop faking work and start respecting work. Stop chasing the spotlight and start chasing conceit. Because when you do the real work, day in and day out, your results will show up louder than anything you could post, say, or fake. The grind don't need to be convinced. It just needs to be respected. And it will only respect you when you stop faking and start fighting for real. For real. You got to understand something right now. Success is not for the soft. Success is not for the people who dabble. It's not for the people who wake up one day and feel inspired and the next day want to take a break. No, Success is for the ones who make a decision that no matter what storm comes, no matter what pain hits, no matter how tired they feel, they're going to stay committed. Because commitment is the difference between talking about your dreams and actually living them. You think the greats got to where they are because it was easy, because everything went their way? Absolutely not. They got there because they made a promise to themselves, and they kept it even on the days they didn't feel like it. They showed up when nobody was watching. They put in the reps when nobody was clapping. That's commitment. Some of you out there, you want success, but you're only interested. You're not committed, and there's a difference. When you're interested, you do it when it's convenient. But when you're committed, you do it no matter what. Rain, snow, pain, failure. You push through all of it because you made up your mind and you ain't turning back. That's the kind of mindset that changes lives. That's the kind of mindset that creates legends. You can't halfway this thing. You can't dip your toe in the water and hope the ocean parts for you. You either jump in or stay out the way. You don't get to quit because it got hard. You don't get to walk away because it's not moving fast enough. You don't get to fold because people stop supporting you. What did you expect? This isn't some highlight reel. This isn't some Instagram clip. This is real life. And in real life, if you don't stay committed to what you said you were going to do, you'll never see it through. If you let every setback break you, you're not built for this. The grind will test you. Life will test you. Your commitment is going to be challenged every single day. And the ones who rise are the ones who decide to stay locked in. There are going to be days when you question everything. Days when the progress is so slow, you wonder if it's even worth it. But that's the very moment that defines you. That's the moment that separates the ones who keep showing up from the ones who go ghost. Don't you dare let temporary pain make you forget why you started. Don't you dare let one bad week erase all the work you've done. The grind is cumulative. The grind is building something in you, whether you see it or not. But you gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep fighting. Because the moment you break your commitment, the moment you pull back, everything starts slipping. And don't tell me it's too hard. Of course it's hard. If it was easy, everybody would be successful. Everybody would have the body, the career, the car, the freedom. But most people fold. Most people quit. Most people say they want it until it demands more than they were ready to give. Don't be most people. Be the ones people showing up. Be the one who sets the alarm and actually gets out of bed. Be the one who puts in the reps when it's rainy, when it's cold, when it hurts, when you're exhausted. That's how you win. Not with talent, not with luck, but with raw, relentless, unshakable commitment. You think people don't notice? They do. Maybe not right away. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But consistency always rises to the top. The world respects those who stay committed when others walk away. You become unstoppable when you stop giving yourself an exit. Burn the ships. Take the word quit out of your vocabulary. Don't even entertain it. You locked in or you not, period. And if you're not locked in, then every little thing is gonna shake you. Every delay is gonna discourage you. But when you're committed, you're grounded, you're focused, you're unmovable. No matter what life throws at you, you keep moving forward. That's what greatness demands. It's not about how loud you are. It's not about how many people follow you. It's about how deep your roots go. When the wind blows, are you still standing? When the rain falls, are you still grinding? When the applause stops, are you still pushing? Commitment is what keeps you in the fight long after the excitement wears off. It's what keeps you sacrificing when no one else understands your vision. That's what you need right now. Not more inspiration, not another motivational video. What you need is to make a vow to yourself that you are not going to quit until it's done. You are not going to stop until you become what you said you were going to be. So I need you to stop playing with your purpose. Stop treating your dreams like a hobby. Stop showing up only when you feel like it. It's time to stay committed like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Let me tell you something real right now. There are no shortcuts to greatness. None. Zero. Zero. Zip. Forget what you've heard about quick wins or overnight success, because those are illusions, distractions meant to keep you from doing the hard work. Greatness isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not about finding the easy way, it's about putting in the work no one else wants to do. You want to be the best? Then get ready to pay the price every single day. There's no fast lane, no secret hack, no magic pill. The path to greatness is long, it's hard, and it's full of setbacks. But here's the truth. That's exactly why it's worth it. Because when you try to cut corners, when you take shortcuts, when you look for the easy road, you're cheating yourself out of the real victory. You see people flexing the highlight reels, the flashy wins, the success stories that seem like they came out of nowhere. But what you don't see is the years, sometimes decades of blood, sweat, tears, failure, and grind underneath. You don't see the early mornings nobody's about. You don't see the late nights when everyone else is sleeping. You don't see the countless times they wanted to quit but kept pushing. Greatness requires patience. It requires persistence. It requires showing up every day, even when the world doubts you, and even when your body and mind are begging you to stop. There's no skipping that process. No cheat codes, no shortcuts. The temptation shortcuts real because shortcuts feel good. They save time. They promise faster results. But shortcuts don't build character. Shortcuts don't build resilience. Shortcuts don't build the habits you need to stay on top when the initial hype fades away. When you shortcut the process, you shortcut your potential. You rob yourself of becoming the person who can withstand pressure, who can keep going when it's dark, who can rise again after every failure. Those shortcuts will come back to haunt you when the real test arrives. Because greatness is not just about the trophy or the recognition. It's about the person you become on the journey. And if you take shortcuts, you'll never become that person. Think about the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders in history. Do you think they got there by avoiding the hard work? No way. They embraced the grind. They leaned into the pain. They accepted the process. They knew that the only way to build something real was to put in a consistent, often boring daily effort that no one else wanted to do. And because they respected the process, because they honored the grind, they earned the greatness that lasts. You want that? Then you got to get comfortable with the long haul. You got to stop wishing for shortcuts and start chasing persistence. Shortcuts lead to shortcuts. When you look for the easy way, you condition yourself to quit when things get tough. You train your mind to take the path of least resistance. But life doesn't reward shortcuts, it punishes them. The grind will expose every shortcut you took. It will show you where you didn't do the work. It will reveal who you really are when the mask come off. If you want to be great, you have to commit to the hard way. You have to accept that greatness demands sacrifice, discipline, and a relentless work ethic. No one remembers the ones who tried to cheat the system. They remember the ones who stayed faithful to the process, no matter what. You want to build a legacy? You want to inspire others? Then live like there are no shortcuts. Walk in there every day ready to work harder than yesterday. Push through the pain when your body screams stop. Keep going when your mind begs you to quit. Because the path to greatness is a test of endurance. It's a test of endurance. It's a test of your commitment. It's a test of how bad you want it. And if you pass that test, if you stay true to the process, then greatness will be waiting on the other side. But if you look for shortcuts, you'll never make it. You'll fall short. You'll settle for average when you were born for extraordinary. Remember, the world doesn't owe you success. It doesn't owe you an easy road. It owes you nothing. You have to earn it every day, one step at a time, one rep at a time, one sacrifice at a time. When you stop searching for shortcuts and stop building your foundation, you become unshakable. You become someone who can withstand anything life throws at you. You become unstoppable. So today, make the decision to honor the process. Say no to shortcuts. Say yes to the grind. Say yes to the pain. Say yes to the pain. Say yes to the long, hard journey that will transform you into the greatest version of yourself. Because the truth is this, you can't shortcut greatness. You have to earn it. And the only way to earn it is to show up every day, no matter what. Sacrifice is the heartbeat of every success story. If you want to win, if you want to be great, if you want to rise above the noise, you have to understand right now that sacrifice is non-negotiable. It's not an option. It's not a maybe. It's not something you do when it's convenient or when you feel like it. Sacrifice means giving up what you want now for what you want most. It means trading instant gratification for long-term gain. It means choosing discipline over comfort, focus over distractions, and hard work over easy living. The grind don't want your excuses. It wants your all. It demands your time, your energy, your comfort zone, and sometimes even your relationships. And if you're not willing to pay that price, then prepare to settle for average, because greatness doesn't come free. You see, sacrifice is lonely. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. It's waking up while your friends are still asleep. It's missing the parties, the late nights, the easy fun. It's saying no to distractions that pull you away from your goals. It's pushing yourself when your body says rest. But here's the thing. If you don't make those sacrifices, somebody else will. Somebody else will show up while you're making excuses. Somebody else will hustle when you're wasting time. Somebody else will get the prize because they were willing to pay the price you weren't. And that's how the gap grows. That's how the winners separate themselves from the rest. It's not luck, it's sacrifice. Look at the greatest of all time. They didn't get there by sitting on the sidelines, by playing it safe, by sticking in comfort. They got there by sacrificing. They gave up sleep. They gave up leisure. They gave up the easy road. They put in work while nobody was watching. They understood that every second wasted was a second someone else was using to get ahead. And they made the choice to sacrifice because their dreams were bigger than their excuses. Their vision was clearer than their fears. And their hunger was louder than their comfort. But sacrifice doesn't just mean hard work. It means letting go of distractions, letting go of toxic people, letting go of habits that don't serve you, letting go of doubts and fears. Because if you're holding on to those things, you're holding yourself back. You can't chase greatness while carrying baggage. You can't run a race while looking back. You have to be willing to leave things behind. Comfort, old mindsets, negative influences, so you can step fully into who you were meant to be. And that's not easy. It's the hardest part, but it's necessary. Sacrifice is a daily decision. It's not a one-time event. It's not about one big dramatic act. It's about small, consistent choices that add up over time. It's choosing to work on your craft when you'd rather scroll your phone. It's saying no to temptations that distract you. It's prioritizing your goals above momentary pleasures. Every sacrifice builds on the last until one day you look back and realize you're no longer the same person. You're stronger, you're sharper, you're closer to your dreams than you ever thought possible. And that transformation, it only happens through sacrifice. Don't fool yourself thinking you can have it all. You can't. You have to be willing to lose some things to gain others. You have to be willing to sacrifice what's comfortable for what's extraordinary. And if you want to be successful, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to accept that sacrifice is the price you pay to play at the highest level. It's the foundation of every champion, every leader, every person who's ever changed the game. And if you're not willing to pay that price, you're going to stay stuck where you are. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you willing to give up? What comfort, what distraction, what habit are you ready to let go of? Because that's the question that separates the dreamers from the doers. That's the question that separates those who talk from those who act. Sacrifice isn't a punishment. It's an investment. It's a down payment on your future success. And the sooner you start paying, the sooner you start winning. Remember, no one ever built an empire without sacrifice. No one ever earned respect without sacrifice. No one ever became legendary without sacrifice. So if you want to be more than average, if you want to be unstoppable, if you want to live a life that matters, then you have to embrace sacrifice with open arms. You have to make it your lifestyle. You have to live it every day in every choice and every action, because greatness doesn't wait for those who hesitate. It belongs to those who are willing to pay the price of sacrifice. Too many people get caught up trying to be perfect, waiting for the right moment, the right mood, the right conditions before they show up and do the work. But here's the truth. Perfection is a trap. It's an excuse to procrastinate. It's a way to justify doing nothing because you're scared. It won't be flawless. But greatness isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day, no matter what, and doing the work imperfectly, but persistently. Because consistency beats perfection every single time. You don't have to be perfect to win, but you do have to be relentless. You don't have to have all the answers, but you do have to have the courage to take the next step. You don't have to wait for the stars to align. You have to start where you are with what you got. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not talent or intelligence alone. It's the ability to be consistent. It's the commitment to keep grinding even when you don't feel like it. When you keep showing up, even on your worst days. That's what builds momentum. That's what builds skills. That's what builds results. Perfectionists freeze. They overthink. They get paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. But consistent people learn. They adapt. They improve. They grow. They understand that progress is not linear. It's messy. It's full of setbacks and failures. But if you stay consistent, those setbacks don't stop you. They teach you. They fuel you. They make you better. Think about it. You don't become great overnight. It's the little things done every day that add up to big change. Showing up for practice, reading one more page, making one more call, writing one more paragraph, working one more hour. These small actions might seem insignificant on their own, but over time, they compound into mastery. You get stronger, faster, smarter, your skills sharpen, your confidence grows, and the world starts to take notice. Consistency is the silent champion behind every success story. It's what separates the winners from the quitters. You want to be great? Then stop chasing perfection. Stop waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect idea. There's no perfect moment. There is no perfect time. There's only now. And if you want to get better, you have to start where you are. You have to move forward even if your steps are shaky. You have to keep pushing even if you don't have everything figured out. Because consistent action beats perfect planning every time. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. The grind doesn't care about your mistakes. It cares about your commitment. It doesn't care if you stumble or fall. It cares if you get back up and keep going. Consistency means forgiving yourself for slip-ups and getting right back on track. It means learning from failure instead of letting failure stop you. It means embracing imperfection as part of the process. Because if you wait for perfection, you'll never start. And if you never start, you'll never win. The truth is, no one is perfect. Even the greatest have flaws, doubts, and failures. What makes them different is that they refuse to let those imperfections stop their progress. They keep grinding, keep showing up, keep improving. They understand that consistency builds momentum, and momentum builds success. When you're consistent, you create a rhythm, a routine, a lifestyle. You build habits that become automatic, and that's when change becomes inevitable. So don't let perfection paralyze you. Don't let fear of failure hold you back. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before you start. Start now. Show up today. Do the work imperfectly, but consistently. Over time, those imperfect steps will lead you to extraordinary results. Consistency over perfection. That's the winning formula. Patience is power, but so many of us don't see it that way. We want results overnight. We want instant success. We want the world to recognize our greatness now. But real power, real greatness comes from patience, from understanding that success is a process, not an event. It's the ability to keep working hard, keep grinding, keep believing, even when you don't see the fruits of your labor yet. Patience is not about waiting and doing nothing. It's about persistent action with faith that your hard work will pay off in time. The strongest people are not the ones who sprint for a few days and burn out. They're the ones who keep running the race mile after mile, day after day, no matter how long it takes. Patience is that quiet strength that says, I'm still here, I'm still grinding, I'm still pushing. Because power isn't always loud, eh? Sometimes power is the silent commitment to keep going when no one's watching and no immediate reward is in sight. So many people give up because they want quick wins. They want their dreams handed to them on a silver platter. But life doesn't work like that. Anything worth having is worth waiting for. Anything worth building takes time. You can't rush greatness. You can't speed up the process. You can't shortcut the grind. And if you try, you'll only cheat yourself out of becoming the person you need to be to sustain that success when it finally arrives. Patience allows you to grow roots deep enough so when the storms come, you don't fall. It's what turns temporary setbacks into setups for your comeback. It's what gives you the courage to endure the hard times because you know that your breakthrough is on the way. Patience is a test of your character. It's a test of your commitment because it's easy to be patient when things are going well. It's easy to keep grinding when the results are pouring in. But can you be patient when everything seems to be going wrong? When doors keep closing? When your progress feels invisible? That's where true patience shows up. That's where power is made. If you can hold your faith and your focus when it feels like nothing is happening, then you're already winning. Because the moment you give up, the moment you lose patience, is the moment your dreams start slipping away. You've got to trust the process, trust your work, and trust that the universe is aligning things in your favor even when you can't see it yet. People don't realize that patience is not passive. It's active. It means staying consistent. It means showing up every day and putting in the work even when you want to quit. It means learning from your failures instead by being defeated. It means keeping your eyes on the prize, even when the road is long and lonely. Patience is what makes champions out of ordinary people. It's the difference between those who start and those who finish. It's the quality that separates the legends from the quitters. Remember, trees don't grow overnight. You don't plant a seed and expect a giant oak the next day. It takes seasons of rain, sun, storms, and time. And in that time, the roots grow strong beneath the surface, preparing to support the greatness above ground. Your dreams work the same way. The hard work you put in now, the patience you show now, is the foundation for your success later. So be patient. Trust the process. Keep grinding, keep believing. Because the power of patience is the power to outwork and outperform every obstacle that stands in your way. So when the world is rushing, when everyone else is chasing instant results, be the one who stands steady. Be the one who understands that greatness is earned over time. Be the one who holds on to your vision with patience, passion, and purpose. Because the greatest power you have is the power to keep going when others stop. The power to be patient and persistent is what will take you from where you are to where you want to be. Owning your journey means taking full responsibility for everything that happens in your life. No excuses, no blaming, no waiting for someone else to save you or fix your problems. It means looking in the mirror every day and saying, this is on me. This is my life. This is my path. Too many people live their lives as victims, caught in the endless cycle of blame and regret, waiting for the world to hand them opportunities or for circumstances to change. But the truth is, your journey is yours and yours alone to own. Nobody else can walk it for you. Nobody else can make the sacrifices or the tough decisions. Nobody else can put in the work. When you own your journey, you stop waiting for permission to succeed. You stop depending on outside validation. You start making moves based on your vision and your commitment to yourself. Your commitment to yourself. Owning your journey means embracing the good and the bad, the wins and the losses, the smooth roads and the struggles. It means not running away from your failures or hiding from your mistakes. It means learning from every setback, growing from every challenge, and using every experience as fuel to push forward. Because when you own your journey, you realize that your story, no matter how hard or messy, is your power. Is what makes you unique, is what shapes your character. It's what prepares you for the greatness you're destined for. You stop comparing your journey to others because you understand that nobody else's path is the same as yours. You stop worrying about what people think or say. You become focused on your own growth, your own progress, and your own definition of success. The people who win in life are the ones who own their journey. They don't wait for the perfect conditions or the right moment. They don't let fear or doubt hold them back. They take control, they make decisions, and they take action no matter what. They understand that owning your journey means showing up, even when it's hard. It means being honest with yourself about where you are and where you want to go. It means being willing to do the work, even when nobody's watching or cheering you on. Because at the end of the day, your journey is not about impressing others. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And that can only happen when you own it fully. Owning your journey also means understanding that setbacks are not the end. They're part of the process. They're lessons disguised as obstacles. When you own your journey, you don't give up. When things get tough, you double down. You get back up stronger. You find a way to keep moving forward, even if it means adjusting your plan or changing your approach. You don't blame the situation, the people around you, or bad luck. You take responsibility, learn from it, and keep grinding. That kind of mindset is unstoppable. It's the mindset of champions, leaders, and legends. It's the mindset that turns dreams into reality. When you own your journey, you also own your success. You stop waiting for someone to validate your achievements. You stop depending on external approval to feel worthy. You recognize that your value comes from within and that every step you take is a reflection of your commitment to yourself. You celebrate your progress, no matter how small. You give yourself credit for the hard work, the sacrifices, and the consistency. Because owning your journey is about self-respect and self-love. It's about standing tall and proud because you know you're doing the best you can with what you have. And that confidence fuels you to keep going higher. But owning your journey is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It takes courage to face your reality honestly. It takes strength to hold yourself accountable. It takes determination to keep moving when the road gets rough. But that's exactly why it's so powerful. When you own your journey, you become the author of your life story. You take the pen and write your own chapters. You decide the ending. And that power, real power, is in your hands. So stop making excuses. Stop blaming others. Stop waiting for things to happen to you. Start owning your journey today. Own your mistakes, own your wins, own your struggles, and own your growth. Because when you do, you become unstoppable. You become unbreakable. You become the person you were born to be. And the world has no choice but to take notice.